Hello there, my name is Louis Daigle, and I welcome you back on my vlog on public speaking. By the way, if you have any topic related to public speaking that you would like to hear about, please write it down below. Okay, today I want to talk about the first building block of your speech text, and that's the introduction. I will never insist enough on how important it is and how the success of everything that follows depends on it. Again, starting with the end in mind, you will have to keep your well-defined intention in front of you throughout the entire redaction of your talk. And as your time to talk is always limited, you don't want to waste any of it. You don't want to diverge, but remain focused on your intention, goal. Did you know? Well, I learned recently that humans now have an attention span of less than 9 seconds. That means that if you are to catch your audience's attention, you're going to have to score fast. And all that is happening in the introduction. I confess that I was very surprised when I read about this, but then again, I thought to myself, I'm a musician myself and love music, of course, but I realized that it takes me less than 9 seconds to know if I like a new song or music piece. And then I thought it was the same through my entire education. Within 9 seconds, I was and still am able to say if a teacher would deserve my attention or not. Unfortunately, I must say, only a few did, but that should be the subject of another vlog. So back to our subject, the introduction. Of course, it must do what it says, introduce the subject. But above that, right there, is a first opportunity to be original, be different from everyone else, to show your colors. It's time to surprise your audience. It's time to make your audience want to hear more from you. You must always aim for this, to the point that if electricity went out, just at the end of your intro, you would hear the audience's exasperation, the audience expressing their disappointment, sounding like they were ready and wanted to hear more. That's when you know your intro was powerful. A great way to start your introduction is with an interesting and destabilizing question, for example. One for which they will be craving the answer. A question that pokes directly at their curiosity. This can be a powerful strategy, but it must be used with care. You don't want your audience to feel ignorant or ridiculed in any way, shape, or form. It must respectfully arouse their curiosities, not destroy their self-esteem. As an example, if you ask a technical question that they even have trouble understanding, never mind knowing the answer to, you're probably already talking alone by then. And by the way, if you ask a question, again, give them at least a few seconds to think it over and maybe answer it in their mind. Let's take an example to illustrate how you can do this. Let's say I had to give a speech on the global warming and its frightening effects. I would start with a question like, have you seen on last night's news the worst thing that happened in that major downtown apartment building fire? And then break. People could speak out comments or questions about it. Now let's take a look at the question, the qualities of this question. 1, it's not threatening to make them look stupid for not knowing the answer. 2, even if they have seen the news, they'll be wondering, what is the worst thing I'm referring to? You don't want the question to be absolutely impossible for them to answer, but you don't want everyone to know the answer either, because it would be a little useless. So they'll be thinking, have I missed something? I will get their curiosity up. Some might think they know the answer, and others might just want to know what it is. But I'll sure get them thinking and probably talking back to me, like in a conversation. And that is a great thing when you can get them involved like this. Do you see how I have all their attention already? And this is only the beginning of the intro. And it's doing exactly what it should. Now, let's not forget that this question was asked to introduce or lead to my subject, the global warming and its frightening effects. Now's the time to answer the question. I would go with, thank God no one died, but you should have seen the misery, the anxiety, and the despair of so many parents with their kids on the street and nothing left of their home and all their belongings gone. Some of them with no insurance and only a dark and frightening future ahead. And you know what? We have an out of control, ongoing, gigantic fire still raging up north this country. It's destroying countless homes and vital hunting territory for polar bears. The ice they depend on is melting, and blah, 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 blah. Can you see another effect of my question here? The angle from which I'm introducing the subject. A good part of the audience didn't know where I was headed in my speech. This is the surprise effect. But it sure sounded interesting. I was talking about their environment, their city. Now, talking about an original angle, surprising your audience, you should always aim for that, as it's very entertaining for them. And it's a wonderful way to demonstrate you care for your audience and that you meticulously wrote your text with them in mind. Let's go into another example about an original angle that will delight and entertain the audience. So this time, I'm asked to do a speech at a friend's wedding. Of course, I will ask them what they precisely would like me to talk about, and they asked me to just tell the story of how they met, fell in love, since I've known them for long, until today, and maybe with a few anecdotes. I'm going to say, great idea, I'm all in. But of course, I'm not going to stick just to that. I want to give them more, go the extra mile, and surprise them. After doing a creativity exercise, which I will talk about in a later vlog, I get the following idea. I would love to research the similarities and differences between their love story and their parents' love stories. So I would do what they asked me, but much more, and with such an original and unpredicted angle. Of course, it's going to be more work, but it's also going to be so much more rewarding. Can you imagine the surprise for the young couple? And how do you think their parents are going to love this thoughtful inclusion of them in their son and daughter's story? Instead of doing the same kind of presentation, the type we've all heard too many times, it's going to be an entertaining time travel, touching their parents' hearts, bringing the family and friends close together on this intimate journey. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the young couple learning very touching stories that I might discover and that they didn't know about their own parents. And can't you already see all the opportunities to have a good laugh at all the differences different times bring, and see the audience moved by the heartwarming similarities that point to genes and the comforting fact that humans remain humans. Do you see the kind of fertile ground to entertain that I will be on? Yes, it's going to mean more work, but great speeches and presentations don't happen by chance or pure talent. And rest assured, all this work will be felt by everyone present. They will know you care to deliver your best because you care about them. As Michael Jordan said once, I always demand more of myself than anyone else would, to explain his recipe for greatness. You want to be great? Do the same. So in this last example, you're not just speaking to speak, to fill in time space, to just fulfill a request. No, you're on a mission to bring your audience closer together, to bring them on a journey to discover how life happened for the newlyweds and their parents. Everyone will leave the place feeling they are all part of the same family. Isn't this magic? And by the way, when you're on a great mission like this, it leaves little to no room for stage fright to even breathe. You'll be absorbed in the moment, totally focused, serving them. You'll be in the flow, and that'll be the subject on another vlog, and totally enjoying the journey with them. So hey, if you enjoyed this, please click like, as it will help me reach others like you. If you have any question, write them down below, as I will answer all of them. Don't forget to subscribe to avoid missing anything coming up on this vlog. And have a great day, and I'll see you next time.